everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for part 2 of my kombucha making day. So here I have everything that you need to make your batch of kombucha. I have an empty container because I've already poured the brewed fermented tea into about 8 of these bottles, and this is what's left over. Here are my scobies. I have about 2 or 3 scobies, actually 3 or 4 scobies in here because they grow with each batch. And in this pot, I have my brewed tea that's already cooled and ready to be placed in this container. I mentioned before that I use loose leaf black organic black tea, and I found this to be very helpful to filter the loose leaf from the tea as I pour it into my container. So this just fits over the opening of my kombucha container. So what I'm going to do now is pour the brewed tea very carefully into my container. There we go. And this catches all the tea, so there's no tea in our batch. Okay, so I'll just move this up here so everyone can see. So with this, I would like to mention before I use any of these containers, I clean them as well as my hands with apple cider vinegar. So I've removed the extra scoby because, like I mentioned, with each batch, a new scoby grows. You don't always need to use all of it. So with this scoby, I can always share with a friend or create a scoby hotel by keeping it in the starter fluid, okay? So once again, in this batch of kombucha, I have my brewed tea, my 2 scobies, and now I'm going to add 4 cups of the fermented tea from the last batch. Okay. So with that done, all that I need to do now is cover the opening of my kombucha. So friends, that's all it takes to brew your batch of kombucha. Once again, I have my brewed tea, sweetened tea. I have 3 scobies, and I've put 4 cups of the remaining tea that I brewed last time, it's called a starter, into this container. And lastly, I've covered the opening with a very finely woven cloth so as not to attract any bugs or anything like that. Now, you can let your kombucha sit to ferment for between 14 to 21 days, and it's totally up to you. If you want a stronger taste, then you'll let it brew for 21 days. But you can test it before that to see where in the process of fermenting suits you best. So that's it for doing your first batch of kombucha. If you're interested, please stay tuned and watch my 3rd video where I explain how to do a second ferment, add fruit, add flavor, and fizz to your kombucha. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.